Before we get into today's episode, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, TickPick, the best seats for the best prices, and they have no service fees. So use code LADE, LADE, for $15 off your first order, $99 or more. And the best thing about TickPick, like I said, there are no service fees. So what you see is what you pay. Here's the situation. Game 6 tomorrow night in LA. We are 6-0 in the playoffs. And
We needed to be 7-0.
we need to be 7-0.
Because I know everybody's scared saying we can't go back to Golden State. Can't go back to Golden State. That's the same mentality that we had in 2006 when we were playing Phoenix.
Y'all were up
We were
3-1.
like, we were like, we can't go. And we're playing Game 6 in L.A. We were like, before the game, I remember everybody saying, we got to win this game. We can't go back to Phoenix. Can't go back to Phoenix. So mentally, we put ourselves in the hole because we lost the game.
So what? I mean, what happened in Game 6? Were you guys just like nervous? Like, what if?
No, we lost.
I know what happened. I'm saying like you guys were just like, what if? What if we lose? Was it like that, or were you guys actually locked in and you just lost?
No,
the
we
game?
were locked. We were locked in. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we lost the game on a Tim Thomas 3-pointer. They got an offensive rebound. Tim Thomas hit a 3-pointer.
So it was a very close game.
It was a really close game, but we put ourselves in a hole mentally, and this is not the time to put yourself in a hole.
So if you're in the Laker locker room, what are you preaching to your team right now? Going to LA.
we got to play the best defense
Defense.
as a team than we ever played this whole season. It has to be our best defensive game, and hopefully that the coaches could come up with something to stop Steph because he's destroying us.
How would you stop Steph?
Right now, you got to try to keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible.
Make someone else beat you?
And I don't know if it would be like I'm a man-to-man guy, but he's causing us problems. I think you might have to start Schroeder
Wow.
and play boxing one.
On Steph. So who will go to the bench? D'Lo?
Well, if you can start Schroeder, yeah, then D'Lo has to go to the bench.
And Reeves stays in?
But it's just for defensive reasons.
No, I like that because Schroeder could score too.
Yeah, and because Schroeder don't mind like just staying in front of Steph,
No, he can. I mean,
and he could
do his
give you
best.
some offense too.
Facts. That's honestly a
Because
good
you got to
point.
switch something up. Because he's, and was why I say like the a boxing one, because he's getting other players involved now.
Yeah, he had like 14 assists in game 4.
The game they lost,
They
he had
lost.
14 assists.
Yeah,
Last night I think he had 8 or 9 assists. But
Yeah,
he
no,
still
he's been-
controlled the whole tempo of the game.
yeah.
So he's killing us.
I mean, they started with Vando on Steph.
And he killed us yesterday from the mid-range game.
He just hitting.
He
He
said,
he was just hitting.
Y'all
He's
gonna
like,
take the 3 away from me. Yeah, his 2K rating probably went up.
it's gonna get bumped.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you this because Shaq and Charles last night after the game were laughing like uncontrollably and they couldn't stop when they talked about AD going out in a wheelchair in the back. What are your thoughts on them laughing at AD?
Well, I feel bad for him, really, because if I was Anthony Davis, I would at least make sure I finished the game on my feet.
I
Like,
mean,
even
if you looked at him, it's like, bro, this guy is not with it right now. I mean, I don't know if it has to do with mental toughness or it has to do with physical. I don't know what it has to do with, but looking at him, this guy couldn't.
Before the game or after the game?
No. When he got hit, he went to the
got hit?
bench. Yeah, he just like looked very
They
discombobulated.
took him out?
He didn't look good. So I mean, because we saw Grimes. He hurt his knee, got up, same possession, and
Yeah,
made
we
a huge
we
steal.
just watched that play.
But I think this was different. He got elbowed by. I don't know. I mean, I'm asking
But
you.
who knows how hard the elbow was? You know
Hit him
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
temple too. It was like right in the temple. Like shook his head up. But what do you thought? Do you have any thoughts like on them laughing? Like, I mean, I think it's pretty uncalled for. I mean, especially Shaq. Come on.
I mean, no, because he wouldn't have laughed at Looney if it would have happened, and not because he's scared of him or anything like that. Because they laughed at him because they were like, probably that was bound to happen
Right. I hear that.
at some point in the playoff run, that we're trying to make a championship run.
I mean,
They
well,
probably had a bet on it.
well, if you look at it, I think every team
My
has had
whole
a major
thing is
injury.
too, like, all right, I could put it I could swipe it under the rug if you come out and give me 30 and 15 tomorrow.
So that's what I was about to ask you.
And send these motherfuckers home and
So
in the
he's
dynasty.
playing. He's playing.
Is he playing?
He's playing, confirmed. But like as a player, like in today's day and age, like how do you block all that negativity, all that garbage on social media? Like as a player, like for AD.
Well, I wouldn't pay attention to social media. That's a choice that you have to make on your own.
Because he deleted his.
Like you don't have to wake up and go right to Instagram.
The world we live in, though.
Or you don't have to wait. You don't have to wake up and turn on SportsCenter.
But like, let's say it was you.
I'm pretty sure he has enough fajules. You know what I'm saying? To buff that.
But I'm saying,
Fuck
like,
what people say at the end of the day, Anthony Davis.
Saying, but
you're still a man.
Think practically in our world today.
Yeah.
You're gonna go on social media. You're gonna turn on the TV. Like you're not gonna go fucking on a hike.
Yeah, well, he needs to.
I'm saying you
beat that stereotype.
Right. Just play.
If it hurt, get out there.
Just play. Just play and play well.
If it hurt, get out there.
So
you know what I'm saying? You got to show people that grind.
So he's already playing.
That you have that in you.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna respect that. If it's, you got to be comfortable. And it's part of the year you expect to be hurt.
Everyone. Every. That's what I was about to say. Every major team has already had a big player go down. Every team. Think about it. Every team. Lakers haven't yet. I don't want to jinx it, but props because LeBron twist his ankle last night. Still played through it. AD already ruled in. So we'll see.
Football mentality right now. It's 4th and goal. You're right here. The finish line is right here. You got these motherfuckers on the chopping block.
But you said if the Lakers lose somehow tomorrow, you still think the Lakers are going to win 7.
They have to win 7 because that's the only way you can win a championship is winning your playoff series. So, I just hope that they know that.
I mean,
that
having
they know
LeBron
that
in that locker room, you love Coach Ham, having him in the locker room, I think they're probably going to come mentally ready for this game.
I think LeBron has to start off with a sense of urgency.
Set the tone.
Tomorrow. You got to play like you're down 4. Because literally, and not figuratively, you're almost really down.
That's what I'm saying.
3.5 playing these guys when the ball goes up. You know what I'm saying? So we need LeBron James, like guard James, coming out killing.
What's your prediction?
Lakers in a blowout.
Wow, okay. Memphis type blowout, like 40 points or like?
Yeah, I'm going by 10.
Okay.
We beat them by 10.
Okay.
We figure out Steph, the great Chef Curry.
And how many points does LeBron score or AD? Like, who's leading the Lakers tomorrow?
I don't know, and I don't care. I told you before, I want it to be a collective. I want everybody to be 16, 18.
Everyone chip in. Team win.
Yeah, so we can play defense the same way.
That's what's worked. All of our wins have had multiple
because we got to play defense. Got to guard the 3-point line.
Defense wins championships.
And rebounding.
All right, so we talked about the Lakers. Let's talk a little bit about the Knicks Heat series.
That's a really good series.
Because your two teams.
It's a throwback. I'm from New York.
From New York. I got a lot of love for Miami.
Got Miami Heat loyalty.
So they're in the same position. They're going back to Miami for Game 6. But if they lose, they go back to the Garden for Game 7. So what do you think about that series right now? Who do you like?
Honestly, it's always like a little kid in me that's always like going outside thinking I'm Mark Jackson or Rod Strickland or Bernard King. But I think the Heat has too much offense.
I agree.
Like watching the Knicks, they go through those spurts where like they can't score.
Right.
Where they rely on Brunson to pull a rabbit out his ass.
Because Randall hasn't playing that well.
Nah. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Brunson was 6'5" or 6'6", he's fucking good.
Really? No, he is. We saw what he could do with the Mavs last year.
Top 10 player?
He got balls.
Top 10 player in the NBA or in the playoffs?
No, he's 6'5".
Oh, he's 6'5".
100%. 100%.
I also have to ask you this. Do you think players play better in the Garden? Because people always talk about that. Is it true?
I don't know why it is. It's like a spiritual thing.
Like, do players talk about it? Like, when you're in the league, we're like, yo, we're going to the Garden. Like, I'm going to pop off like Kobe. Like, what Kobe, like, yo, we're in the Garden. I'm going crazy now.
Yeah, Kobe, he's thinking of the Garden. Like, I think other players are thinking what goes on at night in New York City. You know what I'm saying?
Kobe was locked
Because
in.
yeah, he's locked in. But I mean, for me, it was special because my family's gonna be at the game,
Right.
things like that.
What's your favorite memory at the Garden?
Shit, well, Kobe hit 61 or 63.
That was the record until Melo broke it, right?
Yeah, no, I think Kobe still has the record at the Garden. Look that up. Yeah.
Do you remember that day? I know it was a long time ago. Do you remember it? Like, what was Kobe like that day?
I mean, he was always focused, always intense.
This is like a random
Always
question, but like with like Kobe on any given game day, like playoffs, no playoffs,
Melo 62, Kobe and Harden.
61. Right?
61.
Yeah. And Kobe didn't even play there. It's like Melo should have it, you know? But what was Kobe like just on any given day in the locker room right before the game? Is he like smiling? Is he like singing out loud of his head, like listening to music? Like, what's he like? Was he quiet?
I kind of like just focused on like the mission at hand, and that was to win. You know what I mean?
Is he talking? No.
We might have been talking. Maybe it was about who he was guarding,
Right.
what we were gonna do, you know, offensively, how we were gonna run the triangle.
Speaking of the triangle, because we were talking about this before the pod.
Yeah.
Why doesn't anyone implement the triangle?
I don't know,
these
and I'm
days?
kind of mad at the Lakers because I think the Lakers should kind of like make that like their staple offense, even from the G League on up. Like, why not teach it? Why not have everybody knowing that when you come into the Lakers that you're gonna have to learn the triangle offense? I think that's how you start.
like a staple for the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean they've won in it.
It's proven to work. We gotta get you in there, bro. We gotta get you in there. Player development.
I think the triangle offense extends LeBron James' career 2 or 3 seasons easily.
Because it's more of him off the ball, right?
Yeah, he won't have to.
Less usage.
Yeah, a whole lot less.
I mean, hey, speaking of LeBron,
God, James.
I know you know his son Bronny is committed to USC.
USC.
Staying in LA.
Yeah, I think that's great for the town. I think everybody thought it was going to be Ohio State.
Right.
But a kid picking a school is very, it's real personal. Yeah, so I'm happy for him that he's going to where he's going to be comfortable. And
You gonna hit any games?
of course, we get to watch him a little bit.
I mean, because USC is known for. I went to USC, and everyone knows USC is
God, James.
known for a football school. I mean, they're a football school. So now, like, what do you think it's gonna be like? LeBron's son, because you know LeBron's gonna be at a bunch of games when he
Yeah.
can. What's it gonna be like at the USC games? I'm sure you've been. Like, they're not that crazy.
I think it's cool. I think it's Lakers doing
Dope.
Laker things, and it's cool because if I'm not mistaken, I think Kobe's daughter goes to USC too.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And
pretty
then
cool.
obviously he's thinking to next year or the year after when Bronny probably is going to get drafted. Let's say you're LeBron. You're in the league for this long. You're still playing at a level where you can compete and be one of the best in the league, and your son's coming to the league. Let's say Bronny goes to, like, Charlotte. If you're LeBron, what are you doing? Because LeBron wants to win.
honestly, if they had an NBA team on Mars, and I got the power that LeBron has in the NBA, then I'm going to play with my team, with my son on a team in Mars.
So you're going to Mars if your son's
so
in
if
Mars.
my son goes to Charlotte, goes to the worst team in the NBA. I'm pretty sure we can. We'll see LeBron go there.
I mean, I'm not a dad, but if I had the opportunity,
Yeah, that's like.
come on, bro.
And I wouldn't even be mad. I don't think if you could root for, you could be the biggest LeBron James Laker fan. I think you would have to watch him leave
I mean, we said this on one of our previous pods
at
about
peace.
if LeBron or when LeBron leaves the Lakers. If it's to go play with his son, you got to respect it.
Yeah.
You know?
If not,
I don't know. I didn't think about that. But we're going to finish off the pod with 2 questions. So I went around Staples Center before the game, before Game 4, and I asked a ton of fans this question, and it was pretty mixed. So my question is, if the Lakers win the championship this year, does Russell Westbrook deserve a ring?
well, see, I don't know how it goes.
I'm saying it was up to you.
If that ever happened before.
It has happened. They gave DeMarcus Cousins a ring when he didn't play a single game in 2020.
Who?
And DeMarcus Cousins. The
Who
Lakers.
gave him a ring?
Lakers. The bubble one.
They didn't play. He didn't play a single
He
game.
didn't play a single game. And the Lakers already said they're gonna give Russ and everyone else Pat Bev. But what do you think?
Yeah, because I think Russell played enough games. for him to deserve that ring.
Yeah,
What do you
but they did not contribute to winning. Look at the camera when you speak, bro. He did not contribute to the winning, bro.
think? Russell Westbrook played hard every time on the court.
There's no denying that.
He didn't take any nights off. When they were talking shit about him, he was on the court playing hard. When they started to ride well, he was on the court playing hard. You got to respect that. When guys are taking, what's the call? When they just take off? What's it called that?
What do you mean?
When guys just take off. Like the whole Kawhi Leonard and
Oh, load management? I agree. 100%.
And this, like, I would have taken load management just because the press was riding my ass. I'd be like, let me just take some load management just so I could just.
I mean, LA can be mean to you if you're on the wrong side of it. But, like, I understand all that. 100%.
So do you think he deserves a ring?
No, because, like, as I agree with everything you just said.
Okay. So what about if he was averaging 15 and 10?
It doesn't matter what he's averaging. If they're losing games, you don't deserve a ring, in my opinion. Because this is how I'm going to shape this argument.
So you don't think DeMarcus Cousins should deserve the ring either?
He didn't play a game. All right, this is
So
how I'm
he
going to
got a ring for what?
He got a ring for 2020.
For the bubble?
Yeah. This is how I shape my argument.
Lakers are a great organization, bro.
Russ played 52 games for the Lakers this year. Average 16 and 8.
Listen,
52 games?
it's all about winning.
What was their record? You know?
If Russ was still on this team, I say this with confidence. I don't think they'd be in the playoffs. They need Vando. They need D'Lo. They got a huge spark from Beasley. I know he's not in the rotation now, but they need those guys. They don't have that without Russ.
That's whole hypothetical. Though.
And I already said I love Russ and I respect him. He came 100% he played almost every game, but they weren't winning with him. So I don't think he deserves a ring. Doesn't mean I hate the guy. I just don't think he deserves a ring. That's all it is. They didn't win with him. It's like getting an A on a group project that you didn't do anything for. So that's my answer. Here's my last question for you.
This guy's a hard ass sometimes.
Bro, I'm just saying.
I get it, though. I get it. Your opinion's your opinion.
But do you understand my opinion? Or?
I do understand it.
And I get your opinion. I get
do
it.
understand
Like,
it.
he contributed.
He did
So
contribute.
he has a piece of that.
He did contribute.
All right. If the Celtics were playing the Clippers in the championship,
If the Celtics were playing the Clippers,
who would you want to lose more?
I would want the Celtics to lose more. I wouldn't. If the Clippers were playing in the championship,
Don't say that. If you're gonna say like they're playing any other team, so the Lakers are gonna root for them, please just don't say that. We'll end the podcast right now.
if they're playing any other team but the Lakers, I'm rooting for the Clippers, bro.
You know why? Because it's patriotism. That's why, bro.
Because it's patriotism.
And I don't give a fuck about patriotism.
And I'm a proud patriot American.
But
American patriot.
let's say Clippers or Celtics.
I'm rooting
You
for
say-
the Clippers,
and it makes
bro.
sense because they shook your bus.
Yes, but and then the Clippers drafted me too as well.
That's true.
Even though they didn't end well. But
Forgot about it for a second.
yeah.
And I think with the Laker fans, I feel like the younger fans, the more recent fans would say Clippers, because I guess it's more of like a fresh rivalry. I don't even like to call it a rivalry. I know they've beaten us 11 times straight, but they have no history. Celtics and Lakers, they're tied with the most
No,
chips.
they have history, but the history is losing. You know what I'm saying? They just started
like
to
that.
turn around.
I like that. I would say Celtics too, because just given the history, going back way before I was born,
We got
before you were
way,
born, bro.
Way more beef with the Celtics.
And we'll finish it off with this, bro. Like,
Celtics are losing today, by the way.
they're down 3-2. I still think the Celtics are going to come out.
And you know what's so crazy? I have a lot of respect for the Celtics team. I don't know what's wrong with them. It's Tatum and
Brown. And so, yeah.
Kind of like
And they both made all
we haven't
NBA
seen
teams.
like a small forward shooting guard combo like
We have
this
not.
in a long time.
We have not. That works. Like, we've seen Dame and
Kinda
CJ,
like
but they
Jordan
didn't
is.
work like that.
Scottie Pippen vibes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
They just need a ring now.
good thing they don't have the triangle offense with those two guys. Oof.
But, I mean,
Forget
we'll
about
see. I don't even want to think about the future. I'm just thinking about tomorrow night. Lakers got to win and then focus on everything else. Nuggets, Suns, whoever. Lakers got to win tomorrow night. I think they will. You already gave your prediction. I think the Lakers again, I think they're gonna blow out the Warriors.
I need a nice 10-point
I think we're too good at home.
because it's been like real. Like I'm close to like I already had 12 strokes,
Bro,
6 heart attacks. I don't need another stroke or heart attack watching these games.
you heard it from the man.
You know what
I'm
I'm
the
saying?
same way, bro.
Nice
I can't.
10-point lead.
No stress.
We got Steph boxing one action. Schroeder chasing him, denying him the ball. It's the only way to stop him. Realistically, he can't have the ball. So deny.
Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy app, legal in 70% of the U.S., including California, Florida, Texas. Basically, you pick 2 or more players, take their more or less on their stat projection, and that's it. It's simple. Use code LADE for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. So if you deposit $100, they'll instantly match that for another $100. Once again, the code is LADE for Prize Picks. Let's get back into the episode.